Alright, here we are. It's good old Doug with another video coming up, and we're just gonna see if the volume is gonna hold up against this, because that was pretty loud. Yeah, playing TERA, Fate of Arun, one of the many free games
The
on
answers
Steam.
we now seek cannot be found in books.
Stop talking over me. I don't care. It's just like those zombie games and shit. I don't give a fuck what the story is in this. It's a free-to-play MMORPG. There's probably not going to be a whole lot to it that hasn't already been done in like every other MMORPG and every other fantasy like role-playing game and stuff. You know, it's all been done before, and this one's free, so you're going to have less access to most of the stuff you would if you actually paid for, you know, a subscription. And every time I look at this game, all I see is just sex. Lots and lots of sex. They're all sexified. Like, you can't have... It's really hard to have a serious female character in these games. Because it's like, well, that armor doesn't really work. And I'm sure some people have tried explaining, oh, well, it's distracting armor. So it's harder for you to hit them, or it makes you not want to hit them because, oh, look at how beautiful they are. And blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Like, sexy outfits and all that definitely have their place in these games, right? Some people are more about the aesthetic than the actual function. All I'm saying is that when you basically have no choice but to be all slutted up, pretty much, like, it's not even really like, it's not like automatically you're a slut just because you dress hot, but for lack of a better term, you don't, like, when you have basically no choice other than to be slutted up, it's just kind of, you feel like, I'll just play a guy instead. Because they tend to not go around with sexy armor on, they have functional outfits. So, yeah, whatever. Go to any server. I just don't do PvP because I know I'll just be slaughtered. Rolling over all the grass with the fog, dramatic music. I guess let's make a character, and we're gonna just make one character, and no matter how horribly this turns out, I'm gonna keep playing this until I am just absolutely hating this game, right? Or until I hit a paywall if they have one, right? Just any point. And it's not like I haven't touched this game at all. I played like a tiny bit before, just on like my private account. This one is just going to be purely for doing these videos. So, you know, I could deal with people, you know, if I end up with subscribers and shit like that and they want to talk to me, yeah, I just do it through this account. You know, no, yeah, whatever, you know, you're not going to know what my other one is. Just, yeah. So, you can select from all these different races, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 races. All but 3 of them, like, yeah, these top 4 have male and female, and you can see, like, with these humans, the women aren't that bad, right? You know, bare midriff or whatever, but you can even argue, like, alright, well, it provides greater maneuverability, right? Light armor versus heavy armor. So if you're not restricting the abdominal area, it's a little easier to move your abs and stuff, your obliques, it's easier to, like, kind of sway side to side, things like that. Fine. They still look like the things that they're supposed to be, generally, right? So you have like your Lancer, your Slayer, which is, yeah, big duel. This is the only one of the human females I have a problem with, because she's not in a combat stance. And this is not armor to any extent. This might stop a slightly glancing blow. And considering the fact that right in here, in your inner thighs, is like a major artery, you might want to have that covered. You know, even if you just had like a plate here. Yeah, just gotta go back with the harpies. I really gotta stop doing that. Even if you just had a little plate here, just to cover that area, like, it would make more sense. It has to have some function, and yeah, she doesn't have the right stance. See, with hers, it's like, alright, well, she kinda holds that weapon, you know, it's pretty heavy, and so she's holding it back, and she's in a stance where she could potentially, you know, twist to use her hips, you know, bring the strength from the ground on every swing. So, okay. And then Sorcerer, well, they don't have to be in a combat stance, they use magic. You know, and it's not really that sexualized or anything. It's actually kind of more, well, I guess, yeah, I just noticed that. I was thinking of this one. Yeah. Where at least it's all covered up, but there's still, like, this here. And whatever, again, it's, you know, aesthetics. The archer's not too bad. You know, nice ready stance. Mystic, yeah. Same basic thing as the priest and the sorcerer. But then you start getting into these other ones. And I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, see, like, that's not too bad. The stance is nice. The armor, see, right there. Go back to that. See, that inner leg is covered. And here, she's having a little more trouble, it looks, than the human did, holding up that stuff. She has a much better stance than the human Slayer had, because she's just holding it to the side, and, you know, spread the legs a bit, get a nice wide base, so you can properly swing that thing. And I love this animation. I could just go back and forth like this for a while. She cannot hold that at all. She almost falls over taking it out. Like, ugh. So that fails, and yeah, Sorcerer, don't have to worry about that. That Archer, again, inner thigh is, you know, covered. Front leg is not covered in the slightest, though, which is, again, aesthetic. Yeah, and then your magic ones. And the Castanics and the High Elves can be gunners because, I don't know, Bayonetta, I guess. We have to give women giant fucking guns and then make their ass stick out as a result, and I don't know what's going on with this tit. Look at that. Like, a breast doesn't do that at all. Like, I like games like Dead or Alive and stuff like that, and I know that there's a lot of perverted stuff. You know, what was it, Dead or Alive 2, I think it was? You could select your age, and that would change the amount of boob jiggle that would happen. And at least you're like, alright, well, it's the Japanese, they're just kind of like that. They've always been like that. That's just, you know, look at, like, just about every fucking anime out there. And again, like, I enjoy some anime. Attack on Titan is decent. Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence was an awesome movie. Bakano, that's one of my all-time favorite anime. But this, like, this kind of stuff, like, it doesn't make sense physically. That's not a real breast, right? Breasts don't really do this. You're just making them move more than the rest of the body moves, so that your eye is drawn to that. And these Amon, these, you know, that looks like a warrior's body, right? Those are some crazy abs, and then you get like all these veins everywhere, like pumping tons of blood. But again, the outer leg, which of course that's likelier to get hit. You're likelier to get hit on the outside, just from, like, you know, errant swings and stuff like that. You know, you deflect a blow and boom, it hits you on the outer thigh. But the inner thigh is what really needs the protection. So why is there no armor there? Anyway, just continuing on, we'll just kind of go through all these. See, leg completely covered by armor. I guess you could call it armor. It's probably some kind of light, like chitin or leather or something like that. So that looks fine. See, these ones, the Amon, the ones that I totally respect. Because look at that, she is, like, seriously wielding that shit. And it makes sense, because look at her body, right? Like, just nothing but muscle there. these are warriors. Look, she pulled that sword out one-handed and can hold it up at a 45-degree angle, at that, like just holding it normally, no problem. And again, nice armor. And there's no real, like, there's not as much boob jiggle going on, or at least there's enough of this kind of stuff going on over them that it's not as noticeable. And it's not like you should be ashamed, cover up. It's just like, really, this is obviously to focus on it. Or if it isn't, then that's a real, you know, side effect there. And yeah, these are all functional, and they look good. But they're not, you know, just super sexual, all exposed skin and blah blah blah. You know, we all know what, you know, why people choose those classes and stuff with women, just so they have something to look at and play up, you know, play dress up with it. And yeah, see, this one is a little bit more exposed, but it's a sorcerer or a mystic. They're not going to have armor, so it does, you know, they can just do whatever you want with the clothes. But that's like the only one that's really, you know, really exposed to any extent, aside from just exposing the abs, which again, like I said, you know, that can help with maneuverability, because then you don't have this like chunk of armor in the way, you know, when you try to bend over, lean side to side. Yeah, so the Amon are great. I'll probably end up playing Amon. Like, look at the... I'll lift the sword whenever I feel like it. And just really delicate looking flesh. And again, the boobs do this kind of unnatural swaying. Like, at what point, because this has been going on for so long, and it doesn't even have to do with, you know, female characters versus male characters or anything. What's up with these animations? Who stands around like that? Seriously. Even like, you know, the combat ready, like that's kind of combat ready. You can do the same thing in boxing. The same thing in boxing where you kind of keep the hands down and you're, you know, baiting them into throwing a strike because they think that you're wide open and you're just being a fool or whatever, and they're going to teach you a lesson, so then they try to, you know, kind of maneuver you into taking the blow. And then you surprise them because you already planned to move from that position, right? Or you slide from that position and then your hands are up or whatever, and then bam, you engage them. So, but still, yeah. See, and she can wield it. Not too bad. She doesn't look like she's having any real difficulties. I'm not sure how this armor stays on in the slightest, though. Like, even just one quick strap here would explain somewhat how this would work, or just under the, you know, under the breasts. And then even then, aesthetically, you know, you're still focusing up here on the cleavage, so, you know, win-win, whatever. Anyway, we're just gonna breeze through the rest of these because it's basically all the same shit over and over again. Yeah, she kind of almost can't wield that. But she's covered up completely, and that's a really nice dress, you know, just a slit up the side, it gives it that kind of, you know, naughtiness or whatever you want. You know, it just looks alright, and again, because it's, you know, a magic-based character, who cares about the function of their costume? Because they don't wear armor. Like 95% of the time, or whatever, there's battle mages, but yeah. And so these ones make sense. And yeah, the high elf is the other one that gets gunner, and she's just like grinding the shit out of that gun. Look at that. Oh yeah. Now, I don't understand how this weapon operates in the slightest, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that as she pulls the trigger, this thing's gonna have to heat up. It's gonna have to warm up as it, you know, charges a shot or whatever. So putting your crotch against it like that is probably fucking peas. Putting your rubbing your crotch up against that let's just avoid the letter P as much as possible. Rubbing up against it like that would not be advisable. I'm just putting that out there. And going back to the P, I will eventually get a hold of this. And so then we go on to the potpourri. Of course, that was the next race that had to come up as soon as So these guys are just cute. And they're kind of fun. And this is more like I would rather see a whole game of this, just cute characters, rather than, you know, the completely unnecessarily, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. And oh my god, she can barely pick up the weapon kind of bullshit. So him, look, he can wield that. Look at that motherfucker go. Like, look at him. He can hold that sword. He's still kind of, you know, draping it over the shoulder to brace himself with it or whatever. Like, you know, it's heavy, but I imagine he can still swing it. And as you go through, you know, it's just different animals. Little panda for the sorcerer. And the little, I'm assuming, is it a raccoon? No? Like that's supposed to be a red panda? Something like that. I'm assuming a beaver or something is the priest. And yeah, that's a raccoon for the mystic. So these guys are cute. And I'm going to switch over to the Baraka because I want to leave the other one for last. So these guys are kind of neat. The peaceful noble race, Baraka is nonetheless ferocious in defense of the weak, blah 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 blah, descended from giants. Yeah, so they're just big giants. They kind of look like they're carved out of stone or something. They have a very strange groin area that carries a massive friggin' gut and chest. It just, they kind of look a little awkward, except for that. That's not too bad. And of course, there we go. That's when they look good. The huge fucking armor. And see, it's gonna be a pretty hard time cutting that inner thigh to get at that artery with this thing in the way. Because guess what? They don't have any tits jiggling around or belly button to look at. So, you're not gonna see that. You're gonna see armor. And yeah, no problem in the slightest wielding that stuff. And that's hideous. I don't know why they would use, like, is it teal? They're all cayenne or whatever, cyan. Yeah, and there's only, they're like gender neutral or something, asexual, I don't know. And the final one, it's a bunch of Japanese schoolgirls with animal ears. So, like, some of them are cute or whatever, you know, and it's just like, oh, that's cute. But at the same time, you start thinking, like, oh, is there someone out there sexualizing this? Because look at this one. And I'm not saying anybody who likes this, you know, oh, you're a perv, fuck off. You know, nobody ever play this. Because they're cute, but some of them, like, yeah, that one's like, yeah, I'm kind of uncomfortable with your presence. And that one is just kind of cute. But yeah, yeah, that one's probably like, yeah. The Berserker and the Lancer are probably the cutest. So I guess for this character, not even gonna go with a woman, let's just make a man. Because everything's functional with men. And they don't look like they can't wield. Like they can't do their job. See, look at the, oh man, he just holds that sword, you know? Look at that. So, I think I am gonna go Castatic, or not Castatic, Amon. Because these, yeah. They look like they can actually kick some ass. Like that. That's how you wield a fucking lance and spear. So yeah, let's go with the Lancer. Because last time I started playing this game, I just did like a sorcerer, I think, a high elf sorcerer. So I'll just see here what. I don't know. Ugh. That's in some serious need of some color. That just looks stupid. I don't know what part is my face. And that's a stag beetle. What's this? Okay, you can get complete. Oh my god. I could be a shark. Alright. A great horny shark. Okay. Where did his eyes go? Are those? Okay, I guess you could call those eyes. So we need a headpiece, some horns or whatever. See, that design doesn't look bad when you have contrast. When it's all black. Because, you know, all black is badass. Or maybe you're gonna go black with a little red. Makes it even more badass. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking shark. Look at that. Yeah, that one looks the best. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with the shark. Let's see. Boy, that looks half decent. Okay, so that's the default one. Okay. Just keep that in mind, because that one does look pretty good. Yeah, doesn't quite work. If I had more control over where the colors go, then I could make that one work, the yellow one, potentially. I don't know, maybe just make it some more contrast going on here, make this a little darker so then this yellow sticks out a bit more. Anyway, I prefer having a greater level of control over the color. So we'll just kind of like, yeah, let's breeze through this, whatever. Yeah, let's stick with the original. Screw it. Oh, there we go. I'm a shark, motherfucker! And unlike last time, when I was basically just making a straight-up joke character, I'm not going to make it the ugliest I can. Let's see. Yeah, that... well, I don't know, I don't like... Is that like a spittoon? Ooh. Suppose that sexy belly button that doesn't exist. Oh yeah. Actually, that one doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that one's probably the best, I guess. And voice. Wow, quite the selection. Yeah. So this whole series, hopefully it turns into a series, because this game looks so mediocre and just so many things to fucking insult. And I just if you're into these games, you're into these games. I understand, we all have our own tastes in games. It's just not really my kind of game. Like, I'll enjoy Diablo and things like that. I just got into what's it called, Path of Exile. Probably make a video for that in the future. Especially since I actually know at least one other person who plays this personally, or plays it personally. Not this one. I know nobody who plays this, so I'm just gonna be wandering around by myself and maybe join a random clan. I'm not sure. So we're going to name this character. Like my last one, my joke character was Fart Fart. I don't think that would transfer over too well. I'm gonna make a whole series of The Legend of Fat Fat. So The Legend of Squiggly Fred. Nah. Well, he's a shark. Marco Mike? You're starting to see what my nomenclature is coming to. Nomenclature? Would it be nomenclature? I don't know. Words evade me. Mostly on Sundays. Because I'm tired. It's like, naming is always the worst, isn't it? I'm trying to figure out what the fuck to name it, because like, are you gonna go full on serious? Because that's the worst time. If you try to figure out a name for an actual serious character, that can be like the worst. Which is why I try to keep my games light. So, it's not Fart Fart, it's not Mako Mike, or Squiggly Fred, though I think I might keep Squiggly. Although it could just be Sharko, like C-Lab. Sharko. The magnanimous. Magnanimous. So I wouldn't be able to fit magnanimous. Sharko, the there. No. Yeah, let's just stick with Sharko. Screw it, taking too long. And this, okay, pay very, very close attention to those feet. Notice how they're not staying still on the ground. With all the technology we have nowadays, like, you can literally just have the character walk along a set path and then just have the camera move ahead of them, and then the character's feet would stick to the ground, right? Like, I don't know anything about programming, so I'm just talking at my arse basically, but it just seems strange because it makes me feel like it's not actually the character walking along the ground. They're not being placed in that environment. They're just kind of, it's like a blue screen. But in video games where blue screen is completely unnecessary from what I understand. But yeah, let's be Sharko. And then, yeah. Let's start this game. So here we are.
The divine war sundered gods and titans.
I'm gonna let them talk and have a cigarette, which I shouldn't, but I should be using my vape
Amid the
water.
tragedy,
but,
a single drop of hope coalesced to preserve one tiny part. Sheltered from time, a mystical tree
seriously,
grew,
don't start smoking.
giving
It's like
fresh
the
eyes
worst
the power
thing.
to see the world as the gods.
And I'm sitting here
once saw it.
smoking, and sure, I
The
relax
world's
as I
greatest
smoke.
scholars and
but
magicians came to study the divine tree and protect it
you'll know what I mean if you do end up smoking.
magically
In like
erase the
5
island
years
from
down the
mortal
road of
records.
smoking and you're up to like half a
But
pack or
not
more a
before
day,
the forces of evil
how it
sent their
feels
own
to not have the
champion.
money to buy another pack. And that was some terrible animation there. Just gotta say that right now. It's a free game. It's not like I pay, $80 for it. It still has those kinds of flaws. Don't get this though. You have to actually hit them in that order. It's just weird. And then you have Tinkerbell here with you, who I don't understand. And these things. Oh, okay. So that's block the shield. These things that are just for farming when you're like first level. La 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 la. Whoop. And you. And they don't fight back. And I still don't understand this. Sticky grass. Let's see the post. Login rewards. You came, you played, you were in the attached Federation bills. Gonna try. Okay. Sure thing. So, run! They never fight back. They're just there for the purposes of animal cruelty. eh. Ah, okay. 3-hit combo. Got you. 6 don't survive past 1. Fair enough. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. God's mercy. Okay. Help by gathering. You must be Sharko. And the message, like, what? Gathering from that room. Okay. Is this the tree? I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, this is as far as I got last time. La 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 la. Because they don't do a very good job of explaining this. Oh wait, there. Okay, Tiaran's route. Got ya. Ah. Bow, bow, bow. kinda, sorta, almost sounds like those PA announcements from the ferry. Alright, Anya? Okay, yeah. Arrgh.
Wait a minute.
Oh my, stop disappearing. 607, 603 are in the bushes, okay. Thank you for being honest. Did I? Ah. Okay. Okay. That trigger, whatever. So what do I do with this? Thank you, game, for not explaining anything. Oh, okay. Someone here.
Don't be so grumpy.
There we go. Alright, that's what sticky grass is for. There we go. So. Yeah! Ha! Hurrah! Rock that world! Fix the fuck out of that baby doll. Casting a mystical spell. And I lose consciousness. Alright. Let's head to take a drink of coffee.
Do you
Still
want to
more?
play?
There we go. Try to get the mic back in position. Yay! Woo! I did stuff!
Looking for me?
In Derek, I don't think TERA feels good. I'm scared, Sharko. Well, that's a great description of the quest.
Hello?
Yeah. Ah, right in the ass. And you're dead. Shisha! I don't know if that's an attack or a failed attack that just still happens to do damage. What the hell? Alright. Continue with the slaughter. And you're dead. And look at this. Well, I guess, yeah, I'm still leveling this up, I guess. Might as well take advantage of the grind. Check on what I actually have for abilities here in a second. Okay. Stop. Timeout. Okay. What's this? Yeah, it's greeting, potion, toilet paper, resistance to knockdown and stagger. Yeah, left click, right click. Oh. So I can do that as well. Alright, that's pretty good. Do it in the middle of the attack. That's actually pretty good. Shisha! That's the end of that grinding. It only takes so much grinding. No. No. Do 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 do. Pretty much completely by myself, you stupid bitch. Apparently you didn't see it. Okay. Hey, no, level 2, please stop blocking. What's this? Prime Gilly do? Okay. So, find the prime one. I guess, yeah. It costs money to learn skills. That's kind of... Oh gee, I wonder which one's the prime. Shisha! Yeah! Oh, look at that. You're stunned, bitch. Clunk. Okay. So, aren't they supposed to not stick around? If I kill you guys this time, will you not come back? No, of course not. Whatever. Anyway. Onward. Awesome. Well, he's no longer blocked. There's apparently no way to sprint. I don't... Yeah. Why would I want to approach stinky mud? Smells like shit. I should get closer. Now I'm gonna pick it up with my hands. Raw, yeah. I can't touch my face now. He's so excited. You go, Sharko. Yeah. So what was the point of that? Was that just for shits and giggles? Oh god, collapsing. Everything's falling apart. Okay. Well, we're now you're making a guy into a bad Sharko. Repurpose prone wood. Okay. There's people that want to see him, but I don't plan. You should go up and see Anya. She's in Glenrock. Okay. Just gonna extrapolate some info. Yeah. Here. Oh yeah. As decrepit Macho Man after a pack of cigarettes would say. Yeah. Oh, there you are, Sharko. I'd be delighted. Oakley dokley. I have stinky mud. Does that count? How's it going? Oh, that's enough of that. Alright, so... What? Ah.
Do you want to play?
Okay. La 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 la. She is no longer Anya. She is now Sharko Anya. Mecha Shiva. And we'll, okay. Sure thing. This one isn't too bad so far. I've tried playing World of Warcraft and stuff, the Old Republic, and it felt a little too restrictive on the controls. I don't know. This one feels a little better. Maybe I'm just not correctly remembering WoW, but definitely I remember the Old Republic. It was terrible, in my opinion. If you like it, you like it. That's you. You're not an idiot for liking it or anything. You know, I don't like it very much. I had way higher hopes for that game when it was first announced, and I was like, holy shit, it's another old, you know, Knights of the Old Republic. I fucking love those games. And then, nope. I dreamed about
Do you wanna
monsters,
play?
and things like stuff happen. I've been leveling up in the background, not even acknowledging it. We've got to get out of here. Oh god, is that sapient pearwood? What? Oh, come on. You can do better than that. There we go. Yeah, see, like, this one isn't too bad, because at least, you know, I'm not just clicking on enemies, or just hitting, you know, it's like, oh, I just gotta hit this one key that's out of the way from my Wasad, over and over, you know. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't give those other games enough time. Or maybe I'm just more, you know, readier for it. For this kind of game. And probably, you know, it doesn't hurt that I have a computer finally, like I said in the Dying Light video, that can actually run shit properly, instead of just kinda sorta running. Okay. So, I think we're gonna cut the video off right around here. This is just the first installment. Hope you enjoyed watching me just mess around with the game and listen to me ramble on about shit. If you like, you know, if you like this stuff, that's awesome. Just like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe, do whatever, right? Just get the word out there. See if we can actually get a decent channel going. If I have fans out there that want me to do this, then I will do this way more often, right? Like, I'll actually put proper time into it and get, like, you know, a better mic. Instead of this little Turtle Beach headset, because these mics are not very good. It's really hard to not breathe into them, and they react to heartbeats horribly. Anyway, so yeah, rate, like, subscribe, yada yada yada. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good one. How do I get out? Oh. Ah, there it is. Alright. Have a good one.